My name is Donna Tull-Cox, and I am a guidance counselor with the Barbados Association of Guidance Counsellors. And what we're going to be discussing for the next few minutes would be symptoms that people experience if they're having an anxiety attack. Now, an anxiety attack is a very, very, very sharp, intense, stressful feeling, stressful moment that usually comes over you without any kind of warning. Sometimes people who've experienced anxiety attacks before will recognize some of the symptoms that they've had before and try to do things so that it will either make the anxiety attack shorter or go away. But that comes with help. But even before they get to that, sometimes recognizing what an anxiety attack is while it's happening or before it happens is very important. So that's why we're going to take a few minutes and look at some of the symptoms of an anxiety attack. One of the first things that people recognize is how their breathing gets affected. Their breathing becomes very shallow, very rapid, and sometimes it feels as though they cannot breathe. Most people say, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And that's because they're not getting enough air in to their lungs, and they're also not getting enough air out. So somewhere in there, all the air passages get very, very small, very tight, very congested, and people are having difficulty breathing. Others experience their heart beating so fast and so hard that it feels as though it's going to jump right out of their chest. And some people even will put their hands at their heart like this and think they're having a heart attack, when truly what they're having is an anxiety attack. Okay, some people have a feeling that they want to escape from wherever they are. They want to be alone. They can't take being around other people. They can't take being in a particular place, and they want to escape. And some other people have almost the opposite effect with their anxiety attack, where they are in a place surrounded by a whole lot of people, and they feel lonely. They feel as though nobody sees them. They feel as though they're not communicating with anyone. And it's a very sudden thing, even though some people may actually be talking with them, okay? There are other forms of anxiety symptoms, anxiety attack symptoms, which deal with how a person views themselves. Sometimes a person may not feel that they're good enough in a particular space. They're not good enough at a sport, at an event. They're not good enough at something. Other times, they feel as though their brain is in a fog. Yes, a fog, where they cannot think clearly at that time. They can't follow instructions. They forget the rules. They forget steps. They forget how to do things. It's difficult for them to make a decision. And in that space, that intense moment, that is another example of an anxiety attack symptom. There's some people who feel as though they are extremely tired. They're doing a lot of things in their minds, but yet they've finished nothing. And they're extremely tired because they haven't finished anything. And their anxiety attack has stopped them from even starting some things. With that, some people feel as though they're being left behind because everybody else around them is starting and completing all of their tasks. And they are wishing that they can do that. So they're seeing other people's successes as something for them to be anxious about because they are not getting their own successes. And again, remember, these things are sudden and they are intense and they're debilitating. Sometimes they stop you from doing things. Some people have sensory overload, where all of a sudden things get very loud, okay? Sounds are very loud, lights are very bright, your smells are very intense. If somebody touches you, the touch is very intense. It could be hot or cold, whatever. But some people experience sensory overload. It's just too much going on around them and they need to have a break. Now, when these things happen, it's good that you recognize them so they're able to deal with them before they take over you. And once you have identified that you're having some of these symptoms or you've had them before, I suggest you speak with someone, like a guidance counselor, who will actually help you to understand your particular symptoms and give you some things that you can do to take control and get yourself calm so that you don't let your anxiety attack take over you. Again, thank you for listening, and I hope that this has helped. My name is Donna Tull-Cox. Bye.